And we are live. Not really, but that's kind of my thing. This weekend we got a big weekend. We got UFC 257 and the conference championships for the NFL. Let's get right into it. So we're going to recap the UFC first. So UFC Fight Night, Holloway versus Kattar. Punahele Soriano absolutely destroys Dusko Tadakovic by KO. Hits him with a clean combination upstairs. Kind of cleans his clock early. Within 3 minutes, he's out of there. It's beautiful. Next fight, Alessio Di Chirico actually head kick KOs Joaquin Buckley, who's the internet sensation due to his head kick KO that he had last year. So that was pretty unexpected. That's awesome for the brand. Chirico came out and said that nobody should disrespect anybody because it's a fight game. It takes two to fight. Two people have to step in. And he felt a little disrespected this week. He felt like people were sleeping on him. So for him to get that win, he kind of feel like just all the haters. Good job to Alessio. Li Jingliang KOs Santiago Ponzinibbio. Again, I watched this live, and I've met Santiago at a park. I met him and his mom and his dog. He has a lovely family. He's such a good guy, and I really wanted him to just come back after all this time off, after all the injuries, and just win and put on a great performance. But you could see that the ring rust was on him. He didn't have his timing quite right in the octagon yet. And Li Jingliang put him out with a nice counter left hand. Nice counter left hand. Could have been a counter right hand. It was either a left straight or a right hook. I'm not sure, but he did out of there. Santiago was out of there. Li Jingliang really put his stamp on it. He was a huge underdog, and he was able to pull through. So that's awesome for him. Good job. Carlos Condit goes to grappling war with Matt Brown. So I think this fight had like 2 minutes in the first round where these guys were just putting it on each other. And then they realized, we're some of the oldest veterans in the UFC. Why not just go in and grapple the whole time? And it was awesome. It was fun to watch. They were throwing minimal punches, not really going for knockouts. They were just grappling, and it was a great fight to watch. And this leads me to Max Holloway absolutely proving that he's the best featherweight in the world. No questions asked. Belt, no belt. He's the best boxer in the UFC according to him. Mid-fight, talking to the commentary team. He's the best 145er in the world, in my opinion, because he absolutely destroyed Calvin Kattar. There came a point where he was talking to the commentary team, saying how he was the best boxer, and Calvin Kattar was throwing punches, and he was talking and slipping and ripping like this, and he would hit and then just keep. It was like the most MMA, but it was like Ali in MMA. It was so beautiful to watch. Max Holloway absolutely put on a show. Let's just jump into Wednesday's card. UFC Fight Night, Chiesa versus Mangy. Laron Murphy, really one-decided decision against Douglas da Silva Andrade. Over Douglas Silva de Andrade. I know I didn't say that right. And really one-sided. He just outstruck him the entire time. Did have a couple welts on his face, couple cuts, you know what I'm saying? But it is a fight. He went 15 minutes. He said it wasn't his best performance, but he did have to watch his grandma's funeral live instead of being there in person. So because of he was in Abu Dhabi, his grandma's in England being buried, he did have to watch the funeral while in quarantine in order to perform at the event in Abu Dhabi, which is just hands down one of the hardest things I've ever had to hear coming out of the octagon, but it was awesome to be a part of that, to watch it live. He should put on a show for his grandma. That was for Grandma Murphy. Matt Schnell barely narrows out Nam Pham in a great fight. These two guys just put it on each other for 15 minutes, just non-stop action. It was great. But Matt Schnell, yeah, I think he got the win too. I think he deserved to win. He got the split decision. I don't really see how. Like, Nam was chasing him forward, but he was really whiffing at air the whole time. Yeah, that's that. So, Viviani Araujo. My Spanish is failing me. Beats up Roxanne Modafferi. She just completely dominates, beats the living crud out of the Happy Warrior for 15 minutes. Took her down, was not scared at all of the groundwork. She just overpowered Roxanne, and it was kind of tough to watch because you know how much work Roxanne has put in to developing her game. She's been around for so long, and just to see her development, to see the hard work she's put in, to see her just not be able to quite catch that next level, it's just really heartbreaking. Isaac Villanueva KO'd, I'm not even going to say his name. Dude threw a punch kick at the same time. He went in an MMA fight in the UFC. He missed and got knocked out completely cold. Completely cold. One punch by Isaac Villanueva. Then he gets on the microphone. Then Isaac gets on the microphone and goes, "I'm just a country boy from Texas. I got work on Monday. I'm just about that hard work and blue collar Mexican stuff." I can't even make this up. Guy's literally a Mexican cowboy. He's awesome to listen to, awesome to watch fight. He's looking for the KO every time. He's going to be a fan favorite in the future if he isn't already. And then Warlley Alves absolutely murders Munix Lazez via body kick. He just starts Muay Thai ripping the body kick 3 in a row. And on the 4th one, you just kind of see it hit like right under the elbow and he goes down. He can't breathe right. That's what you call getting the wind knocked out of you. And yeah, great performance by Warlley Alves. Michael Chiesa completely dominated Neil Magny. For all 5 rounds, there was a judge that gave it a 49-46, which is 4 rounds to 1 round. But in my opinion, he won all 5 rounds, really put it on Magny. Every time that Magny had some sort of success, Chiesa was really good in just completely disrupting it, switching levels, landing big punches, always moving forward. Chiesa showed that he really, truly is a contender. He should be thrown into that top 5 mix at welterweight. And Neil Magny just had a rough night at the office, man. He couldn't put combinations together. He was really looking for a big shot. Couldn't really grind Chiesa the way he wanted to. It was just a tough night for Neil Magny at the office. All right, let's get into UFC 257, which takes place tonight. 10 p.m. is when the main card starts. 8 p.m. is when the prelim starts. 7 p.m. is when the Fight Pass prelims start. So it might be 7 or 6, but everything you can find on ESPN Plus. Let's just start with the prelims. Khalil Roundtree versus Marcin Prachnio. I think Khalil Roundtree needs redemption after his last performance in 2019. He just got absolutely obliterated by Ion Cutelaba, and we saw Ion Cutelaba just get obliterated by, oh no, I can't remember his name. Good thing this is my podcast, my show. Do it, please, man. Real stuff. I don't even think I care that much. This is for y'all to know I actually take my notes. I want to know what I'm talking about when I'm up here. But I can't find it, unfortunately. But yes, Khalil Roundtree just lost. In 2019 was his last fight, so he's taking a long layoff, kind of coming in here, healthy, ready to go. And to be honest, I think he's going to win versus Marcin Prachnio. I think he's spending all that time in Thailand, trying to get his Muay Thai right, spending a lot of time at Tiger Kickboxing and MMA. At Tiger Muay Thai and MMA. Yeah, I think he's just going to get the win. Juliana Pena versus Sarah McMahon. I think Juliana Pena is going to squeak this one out. She is trying to get back into the W column. She just took an L via guillotine choke to Jermaine Durandamy, and Jermaine Durandamy isn't a grappler, so that's pretty weird. But yeah, I think she's going to come back against Sarah McMahon better than ever. I wouldn't be surprised to see Sarah McMahon win. Sarah McMahon's a badass chick, so I'm leaning Pena, but I wouldn't be surprised if it went either way. Brad Tavares versus Antonio Carlos Jr. If you look at Brad Tavares' last 5 fights, it's been young up-and-comers who hit really hard, and he's lost every single time. I don't know if those are his last 5 losses. I don't know what his winning streak or his losing streak is looking at. I don't know what his last 5 record is, you know what I'm saying? But sorry, I'm just watching ESPN. McGregor's on TV. I apologize. Anyway, but yeah, Brad Tavares is just not doing what he's supposed to be doing. I'm going to take Antonio Carlos Jr. because he's an up-and-comer that hits hard, and that's Brad Tavares' kryptonite towards the end of his career at this point. Then we got Arman Sasuraikian versus Asparat Hakparsat. I probably butchered both of those names, and I'm super sorry. But I'm going to pick Nasbrat to win because he's a George St. Pierre and a... Oh, my God. What's the name of that gym? TriStar. He's a TriStar product out of Montreal, Canada. Trains under Faraz Ahab. Faraz Ahabi? Yeah, that guy. He's an awesome coach. Nasbrat just has more tools in his bag, in my opinion. And I just think he's going to get the W. So, Mariana, let's go to the main card. Mariana Rodriguez versus Amanda Hebaz. I think this is low-key just like a throwing to the wolves for Amanda Hebaz. Amanda Hebaz is 4-0 in the UFC, had a breakout 2020. She's already inserted herself into the title picture at 125. She's killing it. And I think they're just feeding her, this little girl, Mariana, whoever she is. They're just feeding her. Like, it's not even fun. It's not even close. It's not like Amanda Hebas is going to win this fight easily. Probably by submission in the first. Which brings me to my next fight. So we actually were supposed to have 9 fights between the prelims and the main card, but because of the events I'm about to speak about, we have 8. Matt Favola versus Otman Azaitar has officially been canceled because Otman Azaitar cut off his team's wristbands and then snuck in somebody from outside the safety bubble into the bubble. The guy shimmied down 4 flights of stairs and then dropped the bag off into the room, changed his clothes, and left the hotel. Dana White, they says they got it all on footage, and that Otman has been cut from the UFC. I'm pretty sure that they're doing some form of legal investigation to make sure that no crimes were going to be committed. I'm sure there wasn't. But just some bonehead decision-making by Otman. He just got himself cut after a big fight in 2020 that really put him on the map. Matt, am I even recording? Just to be sure. All right, cool. But yeah, that's just heartbreaking to hear. Moving on. Jessica Ai versus Joanne Calderwood. I got Jessica Ai in this one. I don't think Joanne Calderwood has a next level. I think she's just one of these girls that's been around for forever, so they're going to continue to be around for forever. Jessica Ai has more tools in her bag. She's meaner. She's just got what it takes to win this fight. I don't think that Joanne Calderwood does. So I'm going to go Jessica Ai. She actually went off on reporters this week because her last fight she missed weight, and it was the first time ever in her career. And she kind of was like, I've been doing this a long time, and I've never missed weight. And the first time I do miss weight, everybody starts shitting on me instead of asking me if I'm okay. Which really made a lot of sense because nobody asked her if she was okay. I remember when she missed weight. Nobody was nice to her. She even said she regrets performing that night. She shouldn't have went on. She should have just stopped the fight. She shouldn't have fought. But yeah, I'm glad to see she's back on track. She did make weight, and she's looking good. She's looking good. Dan Hooker versus Michael Chandler. So these last 2 fights are basically fights to set up the next one. So I think the winner of these 2 fights, Khabib's no longer going to fight anymore. I think the winner of these 2 fights are going to fight each other for the lightweight, for the vacant lightweight strap. So first fight, I got Dan Hooker versus Michael Chandler. I'm going to take Michael Chandler. Why? Because he's a great wrestler, and Dan Hooker isn't. And Michael Chandler hits like a truck. And Dan Hooker is really good at striking. So this is going to be a really fun fight. But in the end, I think Michael Chandler will get the unanimous decision win. And Dan Hooker's on back-to-back L's. But that's nothing to be ashamed about because it's the Dustin Poirier and Michael Chandler, 2 of the best in the world. Dustin Poirier versus Conor McGregor. I think that Conor McGregor's predictions are going to be correct. I think he's going to actually do it in under 60 seconds. Like, I just believe him. You should too. I got McGregor. All right. Moving on to NBA Week 4. We just got some NBA news for you. Karis LeVert's MRI reveals a small mass on the kidney, so he gets traded from the Nets to the Pacers. They do an MRI just to make sure he passes the physical to get onto the team. And he doesn't, or I guess he passes. He has a small mass on his kidney. The trade still goes through, but it's pretty much life-saving. He did come out. He hasn't played. He did come out and say that he's grateful and that the trade probably saved his life. Harden and KD on the floor together is terrifying. Kyrie is back. As of last night, Harden and Kyrie on the floor together isn't really that scary because they've just taken back-to-back losses to the Cavs. Colin Sexton put up 42 with 21 in overtimes in their first game. And then he also dominated in the second game versus the Cavs. So, against Colin Sexton is the Nets beater. This is what it is. Clippers take over number 1 in West. So after this week, the Clippers are the number 1 in the Western Conference at 11-4. They're tied with the Lakers, but because of that opening day loss, the Clippers are in front of the Lakers. Curry is 9 threes away from passing Reggie Miller for second on the all-time three-point list for a career. And he's going to finish him first. But I think that's pretty cool. He will have, if he gets his 9, he'll have 2,861 threes for his career. That's an astronomically high number. And, yeah. Harden is averaging a triple-double in Brooklyn, which is pretty awesome. He is averaging somewhere around 8 turnovers, though. So that's not good, but he is building that chemistry with them. That'll go down. But, yeah, that's pretty cool. Bradley Beal is leading the league, averaging 35 points per game. And Washington at 3-8 is second to last in the East. Free Bradley Beal. Free Bradley Beal. Washington, you're ruining this guy's career. He's one of the best scorers in the NBA. He's a walking bucket. Just stop. Let him go. Let him walk. It's not necessary to keep a man down like this. Free Bradley Beal. Washington is last in blocks per game and in personal fouls per game, but they're first in points per game, which means to me that they need big men. They have no defense. They're the worst defensive team in the league. They need defense. They need a defensive anchor. Luka's averaging damn near triple-double. He has 9.5 assists, 10.6 rebounds, 28 points a game. Damn near triple-double average. Luka's going off. As we predicted, he's probably going to win MVP this year. Zach LaVine is going off, and he's giving the Bulls a lot of hope. This man is a walking bucket. He just does whatever he wants on the court. It's fun to watch him progress from that guy who became famous off the dunk contest, and now he's actually the star of a team in the middle of the pack in the Eastern Conference. It's kind of cool to watch. It's awesome. But the best thing in basketball this year, in my opinion, and this is a guy that I've given a lot of crap to over the years. I've given a lot of shit. But undeniably speaking, basketball is better when Kevin Durant is playing. Like, basketball is better when KD is on the floor creating highlights every single day. Kevin Durant is officially back. After the Achilles surgery, waits an entire year, comes back, and he looks like nothing ever happened. He's the same player. And I think that's commendable. It's respectable. It's beautiful. And it's nice to say that KD is back and basketball is better. It feels good to say. All right, NFL divisional round recap. Green Bay eases past the Rams and Aaron Donald. Aaron Donald didn't play much, though, because of the rib injury. That really affected the game. Devontae just absolutely cooked Jalen Ramsey all game, so I don't know why they were even beefing at the beginning of the game. Devontae knew he was going to cook him. There's no way he wasn't going to cook him, you know? Rodgers finally gets Green Bay in the NFC Championship game in Lambeau Field. All the years he's played for Green Bay, all the years they've had great success in the regular season, he's never been able to get an NFC Championship game in Lambeau Field. Finally, he's going to be able to do it, but it comes against Tampa Bay. And Tampa Bay just dominated New Orleans, where they forced 3 Breeze interceptions. Michael Thomas has 0 receptions for 0 yards and 0 touchdowns. OHIO. Could have been Breeze's last game. Could have been Breeze's last game in the Superdome. Tom Brady had a great game. Tom Brady showing that he's still a top 6 quarterback in the league. But yeah, we could have saw Drew Brees' last game in Lambeau Field, which is or in the Mercedes Superdome, which is pretty spectacular. Pretty spectacular, to say the least. Anything is possible. Anything is possible. Chad Henne takes over for Patrick Mahomes, who had to enter concussion protocol in the middle of the game versus the Browns, or I should say in the middle of the third quarter. And the Chiefs hold on. Andy Reid has big energy. They go for, on 4th down, they run up to the line. Everybody's body language is saying they're just trying to catch the Browns offside. 4th and inches. You line up in shotgun and throw an out route with your backup quarterback. Nobody does that except Andy Reid. So you know what? Anything is possible. And the Chiefs are going to win the Super Bowl. I actually put it on my Instagram story, and 2 people swiped up, Jose and Mikey. So those 2 people, if the Chiefs don't win the Super Bowl, I'm going to Zelle them $5. I'm going to Zelle Jose 5, and because Mikey wanted to up it to 20, I'll Zelle Mikey 20. But I'm not Zelling them anything because Patrick Mahomes has cleared concussion protocol, and he's going to play versus the Bills. And they're going to win the football game. I promise you. And they're going to go to the Super Bowl, and they're going to win again. Because Patrick Mahomes is the best football player on the planet. And you're not changing my mind. The Bills absolutely shut down the Ravens. The Ravens scored 3 points. The best part about this game is that after Lamar got injured, #Bills Mafia collectively donated, let me get my number right, over $120,000 to Lamar Jackson's favorite charity in Louisiana. I don't know what the charity is. I'm going to find out. I'm going to actually put that link in the description as well as Dustin Poirier's. You know what? We'll get to that. We'll get into that later. But I will put that link to that charity that Lamar Jackson loves in Louisville in the description. If you want to donate, go ahead. I don't get anything from it. I just think it's cool that Bills Mafia took a W on the field and turned it into a W in the community, and that's always awesome. I'm a Dolphins fan, so I don't really get along with #Bills Mafia, but I have all the respect in the world for them for what they did. Although I do want them to lose to the Chiefs, I have been very proud of their success this year, and I'm glad that Bills fans are finally getting to break tables happily. You know. All right, let's get into the conference championships. In the AFC, we got Kansas City versus Buffalo. It's just been confirmed that Mahomes will play versus Buffalo. He has passed the concussion protocol. Buffalo will make it chippy and interesting, though. They're a great team. But I don't think they're going to stop Kelsey. And Kelsey's going to have 150 and 2 touchdowns. I don't think they're going to be able to stop Mahomes. Because Mahomes is one of the most creative players in the league. And it comes down to who's going to be able to stop who. And I think that Kansas City is going to be able to stop Buffalo a lot more than Buffalo is going to be able to stop Kansas City. I have it 34-27 for a total of 61. I'm going Kansas City Chiefs to the Super Bowl. In the NFC, Green Bay versus Tampa Bay. Green Bay needs to stop the run. If they're able to stop the run early and often, it'll force Tampa into some long pass plays early in the game and kind of just not be able to run the type of offense that they would like. Because Brady loves getting the run going and loves getting the short pass game going so he can open up those big shots down the field in the 4th and 3rd quarter. But so if Green Bay stops the run, they're good. They're good to go. Jair Alexander will shine. He's, in my opinion, the best corner in football. Jair Alexander for the Green Bay Packers shuts down any wide receiver you put in front of him. Last week, he allowed -3 yards against the Rams. -3 yards. Whole game, -3 yards. I honestly think Tom Brady's going to have a bad night. I don't know why. I just feel like this Packer defense is going to get to him, and the corners are going to shut down Mike Evans and Marquise Goodwin. Or Godwin? I don't know. It doesn't matter. Green Bay's going to win this game. I got Green Bay 48, Tampa Bay 37 for a total of 85. Super Bowl is going to be Kansas City and Green Bay. That's why I got this up here. We're going to have a State Farm Super Bowl. State Farm's going to go bananas with the advertising in the Super Bowl. But, yeah, let's just get to our thank yous. Thank you to the Raw DJs. They can't be here today. Mark's daughter, Simone, actually has to go to the doctor today, so I hope everything's okay with that. Dana White, thank you, Dana White, because you were able to get fans back in the building. You were able to continue doing events even though nobody else could. So just thank you to Dana White for being a real one. Love everybody. And this gets me into the last thing I want to talk about. The Good Fight Foundation is Dustin Poirier's charity based out of Louisiana. He's taken his platform and he's donated a bunch of money. He's raised a bunch of money for the people of Louisiana. And Conor McGregor actually just donated $500,000 from McGregor Sports and Entertainment to the Good Fight Foundation. So this is one of the bigger charities in the UFC because every time Dustin fights, it's not just about him. He makes sure that everything is about the charity. Everything's about helping other people. And it really started when Khabib beat Dustin and then auctioned his shirt off and said he was going to auction it and then all of those proceeds will go to the Good Fight Foundation. And that really kicked it off. But the Good Fight Foundation is just awesome. I love it. I love the message. I love the person that's fighting for it. So I'm going to put their link in the description. Please feel free to go ahead and donate. You don't have to. It is what it is. But if you have a couple spare dollars, go donate it to the Good Fight Foundation because they, along with Dustin Poirier and his wife and his daughter, that whole family is just giving so much to the city of Louisiana. It's or to the state of Louisiana. It's so awesome to watch. So please go donate. And I think we're done. I think I'm done. Do I get out exit music? Maybe. I'm running my own production today. Forgive me. And he did what he was able to do on literally. Oh, that was fun. And he did what he was able to do on literally 5 seconds notice. Very much appreciated to the Raw DJs. Carlos is not here, but Carlos is always much appreciated. Just love everybody, man. Go around spreading love and positivity and good energy. And we are done. Woo! Woo!